Hey everybody, I've been chosen as leader of the week this week and to share my why to start out. So I'm just going to get right to it and a little bit about my story. I became a coach when my husband lost his job. We were living in Texas at the time and we were visiting family over the Thanksgiving holiday in Maryland, which is where I live now, right outside of Washington, D.C. And while we were visiting family, we found out that my husband's job, he was no longer, and that we had no place to go home to. We were housed as part of his job and contract, but they had defaulted on his contract, and it was a big mess. And I was working from home at the time, full time as a project manager, and still do. And so I still have my job, but we had no place to move back to, and he didn't have a job. We had our 4-year-old at the time, who's now 6, and we didn't know what we were going to do. So we had a lot of decisions to make in that short period of time. Prior to that, 3 months prior to that, I had been part of a free challenge group on Facebook, and my coach, who's now my coach, Lisa, had told me about the coaching opportunity, and she knew I was really into it, and I had done so much posting in the group, and I just loved it, and she said I would make a great coach, and I honestly loved everything she told me. But then when I found out it was network marketing, I was freaked out, and I said no. In my head, I said no, because I had been part of a network marketing company before, and it was icky and gross, and I said I would never do it again. So I had kind of put that off, and then when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm the only source of income and my income is not going to cover our expenses, and I'm not going to, get another job and leave my son, what am I going to do? So I reached out to Lisa, asked her a million questions, and she was so gracious and just answered all my questions, and she didn't put any pressure on me. She just told me and shared with me what she was doing, and I figured, you know what, worst case scenario, I'll have a challenge pack. I'll have a 30 days of Shakeology and a program that I can use, and I could even return it if I need to. So once I realized that I needed to do something, I just said, you know what, I need to take this chance. I shortly after that got on the National Wake Up Call and heard Lindsay Matway's story. And when I heard that, I just thought, wow, this is not just something I can make extra money with. This is something that could really be the answer that I've been looking for. Like, this could change my life for real. And so I just was like, okay, whatever they tell me to do, I'm going to do it. Team call, I'm there. Drink my shake, do my posts, do my workouts, make a challenge group, whatever it is, I'm doing it. Personal development, fine, whatever. Like, I just heard that story and it built my beliefs so much in this business. And then I was like, wow, when I heard Christina Delgado's story, when I heard Danielle's story, I was like, wow, I happen to be on this amazing team. Like, it just got better and better. So I realized that, what my why was at first was just to make enough money to cover our bills. It quickly became my freedom. I want freedom for myself and my family. I had always pictured a certain type of life where my kids, I grew up in a single parent home, and single parent homes are hard. I mean, single moms, single dads know how hard. I mean, it is rough. And my mom did such a great job, but you're without so many things, and there's so many limitations. And no matter how hard they try and no matter how much they do, it's hard. And not saying other people don't have it hard too, but my personal experience was hard. And so I never want my kids to go through that. I wanted them to have to start life out like on my shoulders, so that they could just not worry about all of the basic need stuff, and to just figure out what it is that is important to them and go after that. So that has always been, before I even had kids, that was always like my why. And now that I do have kids, it's even stronger. And so once I realized, wow, this business has major potential to really change my life, that was my why became so much greater. My husband currently works 2 jobs, and at the time was working crazy, crazy hours, and still does. It's a little better now, but I just was like, I don't want him to do that. I don't want to work in my current job. I want to be able to, we currently rent our home. I want to buy our home. Now that we know we're not moving anymore, I want to buy a new home. I want to finish paying off all of our debt. We still have a lot of debt to pay off. There's just all these different things that are now to me seem like the smaller why, but at the time were a really big deal. Like, I want to pay off our debt. I want to be able to, plan for our kids' future. These are really important things. So my basic overall why is freedom. I want freedom to be able to make choices as I see fit, as my family sees important. I don't want somebody to have to get married or die to be able to find an excuse to visit them. And I don't want to have to ask somebody permission to take off of work to go do what I think is important. So I'm building this business for those reasons and to be able to give of myself to the things that I know are important to me and my family. So I'm building it for them, and I hope that explains a little bit about my story. I could go on and on forever, but I won't. And so I'll be sharing the rest of the week. I'm honored to be able to be the leader of the week and connect with everybody. So thanks for watching.